This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.
So I ask a couple of questions, wondering if any of these apply to you. Maybe you've got some digestion issues, maybe some skin issues, maybe anxiety, a little bit of stress, things like that going on. Maybe you've had some surgery, you're recovering from that. There is something that is relatively simple that can help you in those journeys. And we're going to shed some light on it today. And we are referring to light, like literally red light or light therapy. And this is what she does. So great. I'm so looking forward to digging into this because I've been thinking about this for a long time. I've studied it a little bit. There's a lot of misinformation out there. We're going to clear it all up with Lisa Chadsey, who joins us on the program today. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, very well. Thank you.
So I almost slipped and I said red light, then I said light therapy. But is it red light that we're talking about here?
No, it's all the different colors of light.
Okay.
I think what's been most talked about out there is red light therapy. So you
Mm.
just assume when people say light therapy, it's just red light.
What are some of the things I mentioned a brief list starting today, but what are some of the things that it can help support with?
It helps with calming down the central nervous system, which, leads to our health on so many different levels, but it helps with any type of healing that you need help with. So, insomnia, traumatic brain injuries. It helps with your eyes, helps with neuropathy, any type of nerve damage, digestion, jaw stuff, dental. Even makes your hair grow if that's something you're looking at. I always joke that there's side effects to light therapy, and it's anti-aging and it makes your hair grow. So not bad side effect.
Wow. All right. I didn't hear that, and that's pretty amazing. Where should we start today? Because I'm like a kid. I'm like, there's just so much I want to know. I got to know. Um,
Sure.
where do we start? Like, what do you want people initially to know about this therapy?
So I like to educate people on not all light is created equal. So a lot of people will go to Amazon or find different types of avenues of light therapy, and there is definitely a difference between medical grade light therapy and something you buy off of Amazon.
Hmm.
So what I directly deal with is medical grade, and what makes it different is the quality of the components and all the angle of the diodes. I call them diodes. They're little teeny tiny light bulbs that are in this pad system. So it's not something on that you hang on the wall. So the system I have is pads that you put directly on your skin. That is the best delivery system. And the color of the light means how deep it penetrates the frequency into the body. So, for example, blue light penetrates about 3 millimeters into the body. So that's like three dimes stacked on top of each other. And what that helps address is hormones, acne, any type of skin condition, actually. And it also helps with fighting bacteria. So, a lot of people that have wounds that won't heal, you want to put blue light on there. That's going to help to kill the bacteria and help to regenerate collagen. The red light penetrates anywhere from a half inch to 2 inches. And what that addresses is muscle, tendons, ligaments, cartilage, tissue. And a lot of people that get injured or have arthritic type conditions or trying to recover from a sprain or anything like that, you want red light on you. Now,
Hmm.
the green light penetrates between blue and red. And what green has really been known for is seasonal affective disorder, also psoriasis, eczema, skin stuff. and it also helps with digestion.
Wow.
And
Thanks for breaking that down.
yeah,
Blue light therapy, I've heard, can be used for skin cancer or pre-cancer, things like that. What have you heard?
so it depends. It definitely depends. But the biggest thing I forgot to mention about blue is it helps with mood. So people that suffer from depression, blue light is really good for that. But what I know and have experienced in my field is when you calm down the central nervous system and you oxygenate the blood, and how you do that with light therapy is you cover the belly button because all the blood in your body processes through your belly button. So, how you oxygenate it is by putting a pad on the tummy. And
Wow.
so, the thing is, when you oxygenate the blood, cancer, inflammation, infection cannot thrive. So, it really depends on the cancer what color you put on that particular issue.
Very even more interesting than I thought, because I know, and this is a little woo, but if you harness the power of energy, I've spoken to people that address challenges that others have using a vial containing a substance of a certain frequency. I don't know what it's called. The reason I'm bringing this up is it goes on the belly button, and I always wondered why. Like, why there? I had no idea that that's kind of a central location. Interesting. Wow.
Well, it's kind of life, we were attached to our mothers there, and
Yeah.
so yeah, the studies are fascinating.
Wow. We're gonna dig deeper into this in a sec, but I got to find out, where did this all begin for you, Lisa? How did it start? Where you know you thought, yeah, let me go into light therapy. It's very specific niche.
Yes, well, I was a personal trainer for 30 years, so I've always had a heart to help people. And my personal experience was I suffered from manic depression. And so I started to get on one pill that led to another, to the point that I was taking 9 prescription pills a day, which was 27 pills of medicated prescription I was taking, and I
Wow.
still was ill. I did all the right things. I exercised, I ate right, I did all the right things. Well, one day I was parked on a really steep hill and I stepped out of the car. I sprained my ankle, it slammed into the car, bounced off the car, slammed into the landscaping timbers, and then bounced off that and hit the back of the car. And then I went flying forward about 8 feet and I knocked myself out. So I literally was in a human car accident. Um, so I crawl into my basement, which was a walkout basement, and I was sitting on the ground, and a client came in and said, I've never seen a personal trainer sitting on her butt. I said, well, I just hurt myself, and I'm in excruciating pain, and I think I broke my ankle. And she goes, well, you should go see Karen. And Karen was my naturopath. And I go, what is Karen going to do? She goes, well, she has the lights. And I said, what are the lights going to do? And she said, just shut up and go.
Go to the light.
So I went, and Karen put the lights all over certain areas of my body that addressed all the health conditions I was dealing with, which was depression, digestion, my adrenals were shut down, and my ankle. And I got up from the session and I didn't really feel any different. I was tired, more tired. So then I went home and fell asleep, and something woke me up like somebody was breaking into my house. So I jumped out of bed, ran down the stairs, ran across the kitchen, and I'm like, what am I doing running? I've just severely hurt my ankle. And I looked down and all the inflammation was gone. The pain was gone. And I was shocked. So I looked outside and my depression had lifted. I hadn't felt that good in probably 20, 30 years. So
Wow.
I called her and I said, what did you do to me And what can I do? When can I do it again? So that's how my journey started. I could not wait. I was like, if this can change my life after one session, I can help even more people than I'm helping now.
One session.
One session.
I didn't expect that. Got to tell you, but on the other side here, we look at it, it's like, yeah, it's light, it's a certain wavelength. And I'm not saying it doesn't work at all, but I didn't think it could even work that fast. And all results are different. Everybody
Yes.
is different. Everybody's body is different, but that's encouraging hearing it could be in one session. And even the oxygenation of the blood. Yeah, wow. Coming from the belly button. What
I
do
know.
people typically ask you? When they have questions or, I'm sure side effects is a question. Are there any?
There are no ill side effects. Like I stated earlier, the only side effects that it has is that it makes your hair grow and it's anti-aging. So,
Yeah, none of that for me. I'm having nothing to do with that.
right, exactly.
Hmm.
But
Well,
yeah,
I guess well, let me preface that by saying that it depends on where the hair is growing.
right. On your head, on your
Okay, top of your head. Got it. Um, this is an eye opener in that the perception is that it's like a tanning bed, where
right,
you're sitting in something or you're enclosed in some area and the light is shining on you. But these are pads, which makes more sense because it's more concentrated on certain areas, right?
right. So how I like to educate people, if they come in and they have migraines, as an example, they're like, why are you putting, they know why I'm putting lights on their head, but why are you putting lights on my tummy, and why on my low back, and why on my mid back? Why are you placing pads there? Well, the reason is you want to calm down the central nervous system. So that's why I place it on the low back. You want blood flow going from the low back up the spine to the brain. So obviously the lights on the head is to bring blood flow there. Now the stomach, the reason I put it on there is because of the inflammation, but believe it or not, a lot of migraines are stemmed from gut health issues.
Say that
So
last part again.
a lot of migraines are stemmed from digestive issues.
Totally would believe that because there's such a direct connection between the stomach and the brain.
Yep.
Hmm.
And believe it or not, I put lights on their eyes. And, with people with migraines, they don't want any light in their eyes, but it calms them down so fast. And a lot of healing happens through the eyes. So important.
How long you been doing this?
Almost 11 years.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. We are learning a lot today. Let's go on the migraine train because so many people suffer from them. There's limited relief. With the light, how long does let's say somebody comes in and says, Lisa, I got migraines. They come and go. I don't know what sets them off. Maybe they do. How long would somebody be in a session for something like that?
So if they're just coming in strictly for migraines, it would be a 30-minute session with me.
Wow.
That's it. That's it. And then I sell the systems. So I also educate people on how to do this at home. It's your home medical device. It took me 8 months, but I got off of all my medication. So it was under the direction of the doctor. We just took out the medicine slowly. But when depression starts to kick in again, I feel it coming on. People that suffer from depression can relate, I'm sure. I just do the lights and it's gone. It totally offsets any symptoms from getting worse. And again, a lot of depression can come from the gut. It's all about gut health first. It really is. And no matter how healthy you eat, you still have flare-ups. You still have inflammation coming in and attacking you. And these lights were made to address inflammation in the body, no matter where it's at.
Do you, in every session, put light on the belly button?
Yes.
Hmm.
I put 6 pads on the individual, depending on what they're dealing with. And I explained to them, why am I placing the pad here, here, and here? Just to help them connect
Mm-hmm.
with, why are you, I have neuropathy in my feet. Why are you putting it on my back and over on my jaw? Why are you doing that? So I educate them on the reasons why I do that, because I want them to, address their issues on their own by using this light therapy device.
So let's say somebody came to you and said, "Hey, Lisa, I want to look younger. I've got some, skin issues, maybe a couple of sun age spots, sunspots, maybe pre-cancer. Some, a lot of times you can feel it. And there's different. I've dealt with skin cancer for 25 years. All the time. Use a cream, yeah, maybe radiation, all different. But if somebody wants to be more proactive, look a little bit younger, that person comes before you, where do the pads go?
The tummy, all up and down the spine and over their face,
Why the spine?
because you are addressing again the central nervous system, the adrenals, which the adrenals feed into all the organs in our body, and you want that blood flow going to the brain and to the face.
I've never heard that before, but then again, I've never spoken to somebody like you. You go online, you see a couple of things, and to your point, what we're buying on Amazon or wherever, probably not medical grade, probably just some LEDs.
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody can do this at home buying the equipment from you.
Yes, and I will educate them. I've sold all over the United States, Canada,
Wow.
England, all over. And, with today, we can Zoom. I
Yeah.
can educate people through Zoom.
How many sessions a week would you say? And again, there's all different reasons for sessions, but how many would you say would be good for somebody for, some, whether it's migraine, whether it's depression? What do you think?
I would say at least twice a week. Yes. But it's safe to do this medical grade light therapy every single day. Completely safe to do. I've um I've helped a lot of babies that have jaundice so bad that even the hospital beds that they put over babies doesn't work. They come see me, and their bilirubin numbers are fantastic after just one session. The worst case I've seen was this child had to see me 3 times, this baby, and that was it.
And again,
So
like 30 minutes, something like that.
for babies, it's like 3 to 5 minutes.
Oh my
That's it.
gosh. Wow.
Yeah.
Why do you think, Lisa, that this has been around forever? It's cleared by the FDA, I'm pretty certain.
Yes.
Why isn't this more widespread?
Well, we'd all like to say that the powers that be, the pharmaceuticals, don't want this in there.
Say no more.
Yeah.
We could do 15 podcasts on that. And there's a place for pharmaceuticals, there's a place for Western medicine.
Yes.
I'm a big proponent of, herbal meds and things like that. But we are conditioned. Somebody's in a white lab coat, we bow down to them. And, a lot of great doctors out there and such, but they don't have all the answers. They don't need to be on a pedestal. Many times they don't even know. So,
Right. Yeah.
wow. Wow. Definite eye opener. What else do you want people to know about light therapy?
Um, that, well, like I was saying earlier, it helps infants on up. And any type of condition that you are dealing with, you can address with light therapy. And I'm here to help people, educate them on the different colors, what ailments are going through, what programs, how often to do it. but they're not all light is created equal. If you're looking for a light therapy type device, please do your research. But the company that I use, the manufacturer I use, they actually invented this device. And they've been in business for 40 years.
Mm. On your website, which is great, a lot of information there. I see a couple of devices that have red and blue lights. Am I seeing that right?
Yes, there's actually infrared in there too, and I didn't talk about infrared. Infrared penetrates 4 to 6 inches into the body.
Wow.
So what that helps with is bringing nutrients to the bones. It also helps people that have osteoporosis, osteoarthritis, any type of arthritis, rheumatoid arthritis, all of that, broken bones, all of that. So with each pad except the face mask has infrared in it. So the red and blue is also in there. And what that does is it just penetrates each color to a certain level and penetrates that frequency to that level of the anatomy.
So let's say I buy 6 pads from you, and I have a goal, whatever it might be, and then I decide, yeah, I want to change this up, Lisa. I got a little pain in my knee or whatever it is, something new presented. Would I be able to reach out to you and then get guidance of what to do or where to put those pads? And we could use them for other things too.
Absolutely.
Wow. Hmm.
Absolutely. And I educate you along the way that you may already know the answer of where to place the pads to address your knee pain.
Yeah. Well,
But
now I
if,
know. Belly button, number one.
but if not, you can absolutely reach out to me. I try to make myself available.
Everybody's going to ask this question, so I'm going to ask this question. Yeah, yeah, buy 6 pads. Typically, what are we talking about in terms of expense?
It's anywhere from $3,400 on up.
Gotcha. But again, what we're talking about here is the real deal. I've searched, I've seen a ton of things on Amazon. I don't even know what that is, and again, it can probably just be LEDs, which, being an electronics geek, you can buy an LED for 2 cents. I'm not even exaggerating. And throw
Right.
them into your company in another country, and you throw them into, a pad and just wire them up. It's doing nothing. These aren't the same diodes or LEDs, light emitting diode.
Right.
Um, what you're selling is medical grade. It's
Yes.
medical grade. There's a big, 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 big difference with that. How do we reach out to you, Lisa? How do we get lit with Lisa? How do we connect?
Well, you can call me at my business number. It's 720-219-2990. My email address is lisa@lightmattersinfo.com. And let's see what else. The website you can also get through on my website, which is called lighttherapyhelps.com.
And I thought I saw on your website social links, but also you have some stuff on YouTube as well.
I do have a few things on YouTube.
Cool.
And it's educational and just dives in a little bit deeper on how important medical grade is to you. And I wanted to point out, I did $3,500. I always like to break this down for people. It's like, wow, that's a lot of money, but yes, it is an investment, but really to be out of pain and to change your quality of life, it costs $9.59 a day
Mm.
for the full year. Then after that, your healthcare is free, so to
Yeah.
speak.
And being a geek, I'm going to say this. It's not light bulbs that burn out. These are LEDs that last 20 years. I don't even know, but a long, long time.
They actually did a test in a lab where they left the lights on 24/7 and they burned out, the system burned out, everything burned out after 27 years.
And this is a company that's been around for 40, so they would know.
Yeah.
I mean, different LEDs, but I've got equipment here that is probably 20 years old. I'm vintage. I love, classic stuff, new stuff, geek all over the. I've got stuff that's been lit for that long. It's still working.
Yes,
Still working.
exactly.
Thank you for all the insight. Really, really fabulous. I always knew it was good, but I didn't know it was this good. And, sharing your experience, your transparency, 20 something different meds down to none. Sold. Amazing.
Yeah,
Thank you for today. Truly appreciate it.
you bet. Thank you for having me on. I really was super excited about sharing this information.
Fantastic. All right. We'll be right back.
This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.